in place.
Earlier, I was joined from Capitol Hill by Republican Congressman Buddy Carter, who was at today's hearing. Congressman Carter, when Mark Zuckerberg admits that even his personal data was compromised, can you believe him when he says that Facebook users do have control over their information?
Well, that's certainly something that I questioned. You know, he assures us that the platform has been changed, and it was changed in 2014. He feels a lot more confident now. Whether that's true or not, whether he has solved the problem, whether the company has solved the problem of making certain that information is not released again, that remains to be seen. But I think that the main point that came out, and what I hope and what I feel like Mr. Zuckerberg understood, is that, look, if you don't get it right, we're going to get it right for you, and you don't want that.
But did you feel convinced by what he outlined that Facebook really is doing enough to prevent another 87 million people from having their data improperly shared?
Well, you know, it's difficult to say whether they're doing enough or not. The threshold of whether they have done enough will be, are there any more breaches? Do you have any more information or that's being released? That will be the benchmark that tells us whether they did enough to get it resolved or not.
And Mark Zuckerberg said today it's inevitable there will need to be some regulation of internet firms. Do you agree? Well,
I agree that we need to nibble around the edges, if you will. Keep in mind, today the president signed legislation that will bring civil and criminal penalties against those platforms that are knowingly advertising sex trafficking sites. That's the kind of thing that I think we need to do. As far as making the internet a utility, I'm not in favor of that. I think it will stifle innovation. Let's face it, we cannot legislate morality. We've got to have the cooperation of these companies to make sure that they're doing everything they can, that information won't be released, that fake news, that foreign intervention is stopped. They have a responsibility. And I think the message that Mr. Zuckerberg took away from these days that he's been at the Capitol is that if you don't get it straight yourself, we're going to get it straight for you.
And Congressman, on another topic, Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, announced today he's not seeking re-election. What's your response to that?
Well, I'm very disappointed. Paul is a good friend. I think he's a great speaker. He's a great talent, and we're going to miss him tremendously. I think he's done an outstanding job. However, I'm very encouraged. I know we have a strong bench. We've got people who will step up, and they will do a fine job. So I feel very confident in the future, although I will have to tell you that I'm going to miss Speaker Ryan very much. He's a good friend, and I think he's been an excellent speaker and has provided outstanding leadership.
Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.